Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 6th of December. So let's get cracking and firstly looking at the calendar here. Just a update on yesterday, US unemployment claims there, which has got a little bit more weighting on the week of the non-farms. It tends to have a little bit more weighting. That came in higher than unemployment rose more than expected there, by what, 9,000. Okay, 90,000. Right. Today then we've got both the Canadian dollar and the US, I say Canadian dollar, but the Canadian and US non-farms coming out at 130. Be careful if you're trading both of those together. They can create quite some volatility amongst the two, especially if one goes one way, the other goes the other, or if they both go the opposites, the same even, then it's all a bit flat. It's quite flat. Anyway, really that's the main move for today, and the markets will be wary of it. We'll probably get lighter volume. We could get lighter volume. We'll get even lighter volume. So what we got going in technically, we have, the euro looks like it's trying now to push up a bit further. As keep on explaining, there's often a seasonal benefit to the euro, and there's a seasonal sell at this time of the US dollar, so I'm not massively surprised if we get a bit more upside. What surprised me in some senses with the euro is the lack of political or the numbers, the stats. France, Germany, really poor numbers. We've had some more poor German data this morning, yet the euro's just hanging in there and not really reacting to that. But as I say, that might be partially on the seasonal aspect. So technically here, it looks like it's trying to push back. It hasn't got back above the highs here at the moment, so it's still these highs might provide some resistance. I should imagine any shorting traders that are shorting this are putting their stops just above those highs. So watch out, if we might just get like a pop and then a drop. So chasing the stops, a stop chase basically. Or a short squeeze. Either way, if it does start moving up, there's things such as the 4-hourly 200. Obviously, there's the upper side, this weekly pivot. We haven't really done too much in terms of trend this week or movement at all, really. Looking at the shorter time frame, there you go. There's a stack of highs here. I'll look in detail later at the order book and see where we are, but stack of highs around here. I should imagine there'll be buy stops above here for those that have been selling, particularly across these previous highs. So as I say, that could just draw it up a little bit more this morning, maybe run it into its R1. There's certainly the potential. The pound, this is pushed also. It's very similar, he says, but it has taken out the high, run into its monthly pivot at last. This doesn't seem to be a reaction to that, reacting to that monthly pivot at the moment. It's slow around it. It's consolidated. Someone was talking about the inverted head and shoulders that sits there. Yep, that could all push on some more yet. We could see further movement on that. But I think it's going to be slow, and it's going to be slow this morning in particularly. Any poor numbers coming out this afternoon could see the pound fly. But if the numbers are good, it just slows down the potential of interest rate cuts, and that'll have an impact on the market, dollar positive wise. And of course vice versa. US dollar yen, we've been tracking down slowly, just this completely inverted euro or pound at the moment. Effectively haven't broken the near term low, if you do it on the inversion point of view. He's tracking, as I say, it is tracking down. It's quite messy. be interesting to see what it does here. It just, I was waiting yesterday for a track down. It never occurred when I was looking in the first place to see if it pushed right back down to these previous lows. It might happen at some stage today. We'll get a bit more of a kicker taking us down to these prior highs, but it's slow at the moment, and as I said, I expect it will be slow leading into the news at 1:30. Aussie dollar. Aussie, well, the Aussie's off this morning. It really is lagging the other markets. I mean, this retracements and whatever. It's just consolidated here. It was looking better earlier part of the week and looking not so good now. And the alley picture, I mean, we've seen selling through the Asian session there, and it looks quite ugly. If we were looking for one that was going to roll, perhaps the Aussie. US dollar CAD is struggling as well. Actually, it's the commodity currencies that have been struggling over the last couple of days, not really going anywhere too much. Consolidation really on the 4-hourly here. You can see that. I mean, it's a bit spiky yesterday. After such periods of consolidation, we do get these sort of bigger spikes, often driven by order placement, etc. We might see something a bit more I sort of like this to the downside potential for it coming from it's underneath its pivot. If it was to start putting a reversal in, might be okay for its S1. Nice nice stretched pivots there, which I like. But again, we've got to wait for the news on the Canadian dollar. New Zealand, much like the Aussie, not really doing too much. New Zealand, if you keep coming back to the bigger picture here, it's still dancing around this in this channel. It's really not doing us giving us a great deal of idea. The rising channel that was sort of sitting there is broken a little bit. It might be coming to the underside of the trend. Just watch for that and see if it reacts. But there's a potential again for the sell side. Usual suspects, euro yen, that's looking a little bit more maybe positive on this. We could see a bit more of a kicker if we get continuation post 8 o'clock on this up to its R1. It's looking more solid on the euro yen than it is on the euro dollar, so maybe if you want to trade the euro to the upside, there's the opportunity. Looking at across the cross pairs euro Aussie, for example, it really got a shift on yesterday. What time was that? It went in the end 12 o'clock. It actually came out of its bit of a triangle pattern sitting there. I don't really like triangles. They're normally 50% of the time they fail, so, and they only give a 1-to-1 normally anyway. This one didn't fail and pushed up quite nicely. Put a textbook view that is of a triangle. That's the way they'll try and sell you it, but as I say, they're quite unreliable. Yeah, it does look like it's got the potential for more, maybe up to its R2, maybe beyond there for sure. That was quite a wiggle it got on yesterday. Euro CAD, this has certainly gone this morning. It's just come out to the bigger picture here, coming back to the underside of the larger channel again. We've got a sort of like inverted head and shouldery pattern that's visible there. It doesn't look so nice and neat on the lower time frames there. It's quite bitty, and if you look at what we've done this week, okay, or euro yen. Right, I shall leave the currencies there. Quick look at gold. For the gold bugs up there, that's up a bit this morning. It broke out of its little move that it had been forming there, but it's coming back in a little bit. It's just still this tight consolidation. Again, non-farm payrolls might give it a kicker later as we see a bit more action, but it's break of this high would be quite positive. But really quite an ugly market a lot of the time. It really came off yesterday afternoon there. Really sold off strong. Okay, equity markets, they sold off, I'm told, yesterday. I haven't looked. I read S&Ps, yep, there we go, moved off quite sharply towards the end of the day there. But don't forget this, it's in a major uptrend still happening. It might be slowing down and everything else, but it's still sitting there, and this is just a blip in the bigger scheme of things. So although I would say, with the pattern it's showing at the moment, it could get a bit of a continuation. It's like an inverted flag sitting there, but I'd rather be waiting for the long side opportunities. These give much more, if you can get them at the right time, they often give much nicer moves here. This retracement here pushed up, and it's gone pretty well since. The selling the tops as they would be at the time are giving quite minimal returns relatively. Okay, FTSE, chop, yep, chop. Not following the same sort of routes here too much. May pick up again this morning. Bigger picture here, it's holding up around these highs. It's not the prettiest picture at all, really. Just looks like it could get a bit of follow on come 8 o'clock. We'll see. It's 1 minute to now. You'll see in a minute. Literally. DAX still pushing up. It's interesting how the DAX is doing quite so well when the actual economy is absolutely sinking a little bit there, but it's doing well. The money's got to go somewhere. If it's not going to go into bonds, well, maybe the best place is it for it is equity markets, and this is certainly, it's a bit toppy where it is at the moment. I don't really want to be buying at a top, but looking for a retrace on this. Any decent retrace may give an opportunity as well. Okay, that's pretty much it for this morning and this week. I wish you a great day and a great weekend. Be careful around on farms, and I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll catch you Monday. Have a great one. Bye.